In the 22nd century, the Earth is described as a place that is no longer habitable for humans. As a result, humans are forced to live in a shelter made in outer space. The competition between every shelter to survive made them fight with each other to prosper and stand above the others, resulting in the making of an alliance of Adrian's troops to fight the humans. The humanity outside the alliance finally tried to fight back in order to stop the hostilities that had already happened and fight for their rights. This woman is a military captain named Yun Jung-yi, who led the battle against troops from the Republic of Adrian. Jung-yi, who at that time was the only one left, had to face so many robots equipped with sophisticated weapons. This mission was indeed very difficult and dangerous, and in the end, she failed in the battle and got shot. Surprisingly, it turned out that what had been seen was a simulation carried out by the AI built with the reference of Captain Jung-yi herself. She had been in a coma for decades, but her extraordinary abilities made researchers interested in using her brain and reviving her. As a result, a laboratory called Chronoid was created, which was devoted to creating AI as a biological weapon. They had created an AI project named Jung-yi, taken from Captain Jung's last name. The leader of this research was Captain Jung's daughter named So-yoon. She had a strong determination to revive her mother in the hope that later, she will return to the task of leading the battle against the Republic of Adrian. Even though until now the project had not shown any significant progress, So-yoon kept trying to convince the top officials that the project would definitely bear fruit. After the presentation was over, So-yoon and the others returned to test Captain Jung's AI robot. Somehow, if the AI was outside of the simulation, she could indeed feel pain like a normal human, but despite all that, all the feelings and stimulation sent to her brain were fully manageable by So-yoon using her latest technology she developed herself. Unfortunately, even after 17 trials, they still couldn't find the right formula to control the robot. A member of So-yoon's team named Jae-kyung revealed that he had been a fan of Captain Jung since he was little. So-yoon then told him about her mother's story when she was a kid. His mother had to work as a mercenary because he had to pay for So-yoon's treatment due to a tumor in her lung. On the day when So-yoon underwent her last surgery, which was also Captain Jung's last day on the battlefield, she couldn't even accompany So-yoon at that time, but she promised to meet her soon after the mission was over. That was why So-yoon always felt guilty for her mother, because what happened to her mother was all her fault. She began questioning whether her mother really hated her or not. Jae-kyung then suggested that So-yoon ask her mother directly after the simulation was over. So-yoon then went to see a doctor to undergo a medical test. After the test had been carried out, the doctor's thorough examination resulted that the tumor in So-yoon's lungs had now reappeared and begun to spread throughout her entire system. The doctor even estimated that So-yoon would only survive for 3 months. Hearing that made her a bit peeved. She thought that everything shouldn't be done in the first place. She shouldn't be operated on in the first place if, in the end, the tumor reappeared. The doctor then suggested So-yoon do a brain replication and transfer it to the prosthetic body so she could still feel life even though she is not using her real body anymore. There are several types of brain transfer, namely type A, B, and C. The types were divided based on the costs incurred. Type A brain transfer means that the patient's brain will be transferred to the prosthetic body and will receive the same human rights as a normal human. Type B brain transfer is cheaper, but some human rights will be revoked. Type C brain transfer, on the other side, will be completely free, but the brain owner won't have any rights to it since the company will have all the rights to use the brain at their will. The same as what happened to Captain Jung, the company received full rights to use her brain in any research or creation. It turned out that the doctor who had been examining So-yoon was not a human, but a robot equipped with a doctor's brain. Before returning home, So-yoon took the time to visit his mother's body, which looked old and fragile, laying in a chamber to support her life. The next day, Captain Jung's simulation experiment was again carried out with the head of the research institute, Sang-hoon, attending the simulation. He felt that the simulation would always end with the same result if they kept doing the same thing, so he decided to shoot Captain Jung's leg before the test started to see if there would be a different result. Unexpectedly, that made one of Captain Jung's brain areas active, where that area had never been active before. Sang-hoon thought that this was a good sign because they finally got a different result than before. After the test, Sang-hoon, So-yoon, and the others went to Chronoid headquarters to report this to the chairman, but unfortunately, that day, the chairman was unable to meet them, so they were asked to report it to the director of product development named Lee Se-yeon. From that meeting, the director of product development said that the company would limit the development of biological weapons, which meant that the development of Captain Jung's AI that they had done for so long would soon be stopped. As a result, Sang-hoon and So-yoon meet the chairman directly to ensure that the information is correct. Unexpectedly, Sang-hoon turned out to be an AI robot developed directly by the chairman using his own brain. That was why Sang-hoon had the same intelligence and humor as the chairman. He was made to be his confidant to represent him. The chairman also conveyed the same as Lee Se-yeon said before. The company had stopped funding weaponry development, including AI development. Since the war was coming to an end, the company planned to start creating robots that can do daily work. That was why the chairman asked So-yoon to immediately complete the development of Captain Jung's robot. Annoyed because of that decision, Sang-hoon began to make more effort to complete the development of Captain Jung's robot. He even dared to cut off a part of the robot's body so that Captain Jung could give a different response like the previous simulation. The thing that Sang-hoon did really test So-yoon's patience and made her angry. Even though it was just a robot body, her mother could really feel the pain. Thankfully, before Sang-hoon did something crazier, an officer called him and said that the chairman wanted to meet him. So-yoon immediately went to check all the development data of Jung-yi and saw some data transfers carried out by Jae-kyung, and unexpectedly, there were some data transfers resulting in the development of Captain Jung into a sex robot. That finding made So-yoon really mad. She confronted Jae-kyung, but he said that it was an order from his superiors. Besides that, the Type C robot had received the approval to be developed into whatever the company wanted. Because of that, So-yoon took immediate action to save her mother. When turning on Captain Jung's AI robot, So-yoon told several things to her until finally, the conversation triggered an unknown brain area to activate. It turned out that the brain area would be active only when Captain Jung remembered about her daughter, So-yoon. Captain Jung asked So-yoon the result of the daughter's surgery, whether the operation went well or not, because so far, that was the thing that always bothered her. While holding back her crying, So-yoon said that Captain Jung's daughter's surgery went well. Captain Jung then said that her last mission failed because she lost the doll that her daughter gave her. She felt guilty for not being able to look after the doll her daughter gave to her properly. After hearing that, So-yoon burst into tears as she could no longer hold back the tears anymore. She swore that she would save her mother no matter what happened. In the last simulation, So-yoon guided her mother to follow all her orders. So-yoon planned to bring her mother out of the laboratory so she could enjoy her life freely. Sang-hoon, who was monitoring the simulation results, realized something strange. He called the police to surround the laboratory and arrest So-yoon and her mother. Just as planned, Captain Jung managed to defeat all the guard robots who tried to catch them. After that, So-yoon managed to fool the police by transferring her mother's brain into the body of the guard robot. After entering the train that would take them out of the facility, So-yoon and her mother were suddenly intercepted by Sang-hoon. Sang-hoon quickly shot So-yoon in the shoulder. That immediately triggered a fight between Sang-hoon and Captain Jung. As a result of the fight, one of Sang-hoon's eyes was damaged. Besides the threat from Sang-hoon, Captain Jung also had to protect her daughter from the attacks of the police. A fierce gunfight between Captain Jung, the guard robots, and Sang-hoon ensued. After such a long fight, So-yoon and her mother finally managed to beat all the robots and Sang-hoon. Looking at the situation and the fact that she couldn't continue, So-yoon asked her mother to leave immediately. She wanted her mother to be able to enjoy life freely while she herself would remain there to deter the guard robots. Besides, her life wouldn't last long either, so she didn't mind if she had to sacrifice for her mother. After hugging for the last time, they finally separated. Captain Jung ran away, never to be found by the guards.